本日は女性市長によるビジョンネットワークにご参加ご視聴いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。本イベントの開始は13時30分を予定しています。オンラインでご視聴の皆様はただいまのお時間を利用し、映像音量のご確認をお願い申し上げます。なお、本プログラムは日本語音声チャンネル、英語音声チャンネルがございます。詳しくは公式ホームページ内のご視聴ページ、または YouTube の概要欄をご確認ください。また、本日のプログラムの録音、録画、撮影、講演資料のスクリーンショット等につきましてはご遠慮願いますようお願いを申し上げます。それではお時間まで今しばらくお待ちください。
ルスツ村は農業と観光の村です。観光はルスツリゾートに代表され、農業は230ルスツで女性農業者の女性目線で高品質野菜が人気です。今後も PR 応援をしてまいります。
十田市は十和田湖、そして奥入瀬渓流をはじめとする豊かな自然と十田市現代美術館などのアートが融合した美しい町です。これからも幅広い分野で地域を支える多くの女性が笑顔で活躍できる町づくりを進めてまいります。
外ヶ浜町はトレッキングや釣りなど自然豊かなアクティビティを楽しめる町です。最近は特に子育て支援策に力を入れておりまして、給食費、保育料、副食費の完全無償化を実現しました。
仙台市では女性の活躍を推進するために地域や企業のリーダーを育成するプログラムを実施しております。これからも人の活躍と町の成長が好循環を生み出す社会の包摂的な成長の実現に向け取り組んでまいります。
女性が子育てと仕事を両立しながら安心して活躍ができるよう、教育・保育の充実を図るとともに、女性の気持ちや悩みに寄り添いながら毎日を笑顔で過ごせるよう支えてまいります。
山形県酒田市は8年前の2017年10月1日に日本一女性が働きやすい町を目指す宣言をし、さまざまな施策を進めてきた結果、人口10万人未満の自治体ではL母子企業数日本一を達成しております。
山形県遊佐町は鳥海山の恵みである水と庄内平野で育った美味しいお米が自慢の町です。杉勇と東北泉という日本酒の蔵のほか、国内で唯一ウイスキーの蒸留所が2つもある水がとってもきれいな町です。
茨城県土浦市では女性リーダーの育成に取り組み、元気な女性が活躍しております。これからも女性が活躍できる社会を目指し全力で取り組んでまいります。一緒に頑張りましょう。
茨城県筑西市ではジェンダー平等の実現に向け育児宣言を行い、女性の働きやすい職場を作っております。女性がもっと活躍し安心して暮らせる筑西市を作ってまいります。頑張ります。
栃木市は豊かな自然に恵まれ、歴史と文化が息づく町です。これからも誰もが幸せを感じられる、そして一人一人が輝けるまちづくりを進めてまいります。
那須烏山市では男女がともに働きやすい職場環境整備に取り組む市内企業を認定する制度を実施しております。今後もこのような取り組みを推進し、女性がその個性と能力を十分に発揮できる社会の実現を目指してまいります。
野木町は優しさと安らぎに満ちた明るい町を目指し、男女ともに生き生きと活躍できる事業所を認定して女性の活躍を推進しています。
水と緑と歌の町、前橋市です。目指すのは年齢や性別、国籍、障害の有無にかかわらず誰もが自分らしく輝ける社会。 みんなの笑顔があふれる未来を作っていきましょう。
新東村は一人一人の生き方や価値観を尊重し、すべての人に優しい村づくりを進めています。あらゆる立場の女性が自分らしく輝ける社会を目指して取り組んでまいります。
川越市は歴史と文化が息づく町で、さつまいもを使ったお菓子なども有名です。住みやすい町としても知られ、今後ますます女性が活躍しやすい環境づくりを進めます。
行田市では3歳未満児の保育料無償化や朝学童など、仕事と子育ての両立に向けた支援に力を入れています。今後もさまざまな取り組みを通して女性の活躍を応援していきます。
草加市では子育て世代の女性に向けて特技や好きなことを生かして起業する月3万円ビジネスを開催し、夢を応援しています。やってみたい、そんな気持ちが芽生えたら草加においで後押しします。
朝霞市では市民一人一人が100年時代の人生を朝霞で過ごしたいと思える強く豊かな100年都市朝霞を目指し、まちづくりを進めています。
私を含め政副議長も全員女性という時代に和光市は一歩先へ、地域の皆様と共に希望ある未来を築いてまいります。
都会の利便性と田舎の自然、両方を兼ね備えた都会田舎ナンバー1、埼玉県の蓮田市です。日頃から女性のパワーのみなぎりを感じています。これからも誰もが活躍する街を目指して、女性三角頑張りますね。
柏市では子育てをしながら働き続けることができる職場環境の整備に力を入れています。皆さん、これからも女性がより働きやすく、より活躍できる社会を作っていきましょう。
新たな発想、柔軟な機動力を生み出すため、女性の活躍を推進します。次年度は行政の女性管理職登用2割目標。
鎌ヶ谷市では子育て支援に力を入れております。本市は平成27年度から国基準での待機児童ゼロを継続しています。これからも女性が社会活動のしやすい環境づくりを推進してまいります。
二刀流が仕事と趣味はもう当たり前。副業、子育て、兼業、介護、性別なんて無関係に何刀流でも楽しめる時代にしていきましょう。まずは君津から。
多古町は待機児童ゼロ、中学生までの給食費無償化、大学生までの医療費の無償化の3つのゼロや、公立病院での病児保育と子育て支援に力を入れています。女性が社会的に活動しやすい環境の充実を図っています。
港区は世界中の知能、事業者、大使館が集積する高いポテンシャルあふれる国際都市です。女性が活躍できる場がたくさんあります。港区が一緒に日本をリードする未来を描きます。
江東区では女性職員によるプロジェクトスマイルや女子高校生とのタウンミーティングなど、女性の声に寄り添いながら誰もが暮らしやすい地域社会の実現に取り組んでいます。女性をはじめみんながつながる笑顔があふれる江東区を目指します。
性別によって人生の選択を阻まれることなく、自分の望むように生き幸せを感じられる、そんなジェンダーギャップのない日本社会を私たちの世代で実現させましょ
う。杉並区では男女共同参画の取り組みをジェンダー主流化の視点からさらに発展させてまいります。女性が力を発揮し活躍できる社会はすべての人にとって暮らしやすい社会です。 誰もが互いを認め合い、支え合う共生社会の実現に向けて、これからも取り組んでまいります。
今年3月に男女共同参画行動計画第7次アゼリアプランを策定しました。新たに21の重点項目を設け、性別にとらわれず区民誰もが一層活躍できるまちづくりを推進してまいります。
丸いポストの町小平市です。新語千円札津田梅子さん創設の津田塾大学があります。小平市は男女共同参画を推進してまいります。
当市では女性の再就職応援宣言を行い、出産や育児、介護などで一度職を離れた女性を応援するための職員採用を積極的に行っています。毎年有能な人材が仲間に加わり、素敵な化学反応を起こしています。
三宅村は東京都心から南へ約 180km に位置する離島で、温暖な気候と豊かな自然環境に恵まれています。雄大な火山景観や黒潮の恵みを受けた美しい海が広がっており、地球の息吹を全身で感じていただける島です。
座間市は江戸時代から続く大凧、そして夏には市内至る所に咲き誇るひまわりなど、歴史と自然が調和した町です。そんな座間市で女性が活躍できる優しい社会を構築し、日本一元気で楽しい町を目指します。
二宮町は子どもを真ん中に1000年続く循環する町づくりを進めていきます。女性が活躍する社会の実現に向けて、ぜひ皆様頑張っていきましょ
う。加茂市は令和7年3月に加茂市男女共同参画及び多様性を尊重する社会づくり条例を制定しました。この条例に基づき、男女共同参画及び多様性を尊重する社会の形成に関する施策を総合的かつ計画的に推進し、笑顔あふれる街加茂を実現します。
津南町では政治分野の女性参画が進んでいます。首長も女性、議員は3割以上が女性です。時代の変化に対応する観点からも、あらゆる分野での男女共同参画を着実に進めてまいります。
大野市は天空の城と星空とおいしい水の町です。お米どころでおいしい食材やスイーツが揃っています。女性が生き生きと活躍できる町づくりを進めています。
私たちは女性活躍と少子化に対応するため、働きやすい職場づくりに取り組んでいます。職員の有給休暇の取得日数や男性の育児休暇の取得件数、長期も増えています。少しでも地方企業や団体のお手本になりたいと取り組んでいます。
岐南町は都市化が進んだ便利でコンパクトな町です。そして合計特殊出生率は岐阜県内ナンバー1。子育て真っ最中の私がこの町で子ども真ん中を実現します。
碧南市は醸造、養業、自動車関連、エネルギー関連、そして農業、漁業など調和の取れた産業構造の町で、女性も各分野で活躍しています。これまで以上に女性活躍を応援していきます。
知立市では誰もが自分らしく輝ける社会の実現を目指しています。子育てや仕事、どちらも応援できる環境づくりを進め、住みたい、住み続けたいと思っていただけるようなまちづくりを進めています。これからも女性の活躍を全力で応援してまいります。
おととし9月に私が愛知県初の女性市長として長久手市長に就任してから今日までに、愛知県ではさらに2人の女性市長が誕生しました。私たち女性市長がリーダーとしての役割をしっかりと果たすことで、市長や社長は男性がなるべきものとの社会の固定観念を変えていきましょ
う。鈴鹿市では女性が生き生きと社会や地域で活躍できるよう関係機関と連携し、基本計画に沿って あらゆる分野の環境整備に取り組んでいます。皆さん、令和モデルの実現に向け一緒に頑張りましょう。
外ヶ浜町は陸奥湾と津軽海峡に面してまして、海にすごい囲まれているので非常に海の幸が豊富です。山も近くにあって豊かな自然があります。私の場合特に都内出身で地域にやっぱり引っ越してきて暮らしてみて分かるところで、やっぱりいいのはもう自然とかその環境ですよね。本当にこっちの人って何もないとか言うんですけど、自然とか食べ物とか人の優しさとかっていうのはなんかお金だけではない価値っていうのはありますよね。過疎と言われる地域の首長になったからには、私だから見える景色というか感じ方みたいなのがあるし、それを生かすために首長になるべきなんだろうと思ったので、それを果たそうと今頑張ってるところです。リーダー像だけで言うと、これからは子育てしたりとかしてちゃんとバランスとって自分の生活とかもしっかりあった上で女性リーダーしてるっていうのが多分理想形になるべきだと私は思ってまして、そういう中でいろんなタイプの人がやっぱり出てくるべきで、私はその中で1タイプなだけであって、もっとどんどん新しいタイプの女性リーダーとか首長とか出てきてほしいなとは思ってます。
本日は女性市長によるビジョンネットワークにご参加ご視聴いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。本イベントの開始は13時30分を予定しています。オンラインでご視聴の皆様はただいまのお時間を利用し、映像音量のご確認をお願い申し上げます。なお、本プログラムは日本語音声チャンネル、英語音声チャンネルがございます。詳しくは公式ホームページ内のご視聴ページ、または YouTube の概要欄をご確認ください。また本日のプログラムの録音、録画、撮影、講演資料のスクリーンショット等につきましてはご遠慮願いますようお願いを申し上げます。ではお時間まで今しばらくお待ちください。 皆様大変長らくお待たせいたしました。
Thank you very much for waiting, ladies and
ただいまより
gentlemen.
第7回
Now,
女性
the
市長により
seventh Vision Network by Women's Governors and Mayors begins
私は
now.
本日の司会進行役を
I will
預かり
be
ました
moderating
Forbes Japan
today's
の
event.
モニカと申します。
My name is
どうぞよろ
Yuka
しくお願いいたします
Tanimoto from Forbes Japan.
それではまず最初に
So first
ライ
of
ブ
all,
配信をご視聴の皆様
I'd
に
like
ご
to
案内を
make
申し上げます。
a little housekeeping announcement for the live viewers.
日本語音声チャンネル、
We are
英
using
語音声チャンネル
simultaneous
がございます
translation services,
詳しくは
so you
公式
can
ホームページ内の
select
ご視聴
the
ページ
Japanese channel
ま
and
たは
an English
YouTube
audio
の
channels.
概要欄をご
For
確
more
認ください。
information, please visit the viewing
また
page
本
of
日
the
のプログラ
official
ムの録
website
音
or
録
check
画
the description
撮影
section
講演
of
資料のスクリーンショ
YouTube.
ット等につき
And
ましては
please refrain from recording,
お願いを申し上
filming,
げま
and
す。
photographing today's program.
さて、ビジョンネットワークは全国
The
の女
Vision
性の
Network
主張
is a place to exchange opinions and an information. And female leaders, ambassadors to Japan, and business leaders from across the country discuss to promote the women's participation in the organizational management, regional revitalization, and others. This year's Vision Network's theme is expanding the circle of women's advancement, changing society, transforming leaders. Through this Vision Network, we will further strengthen the momentum for promoting women's participation in all areas of society. And we aim to realize a future society in which everyone can shine. So first of all, let me introduce the mayors who are here today. Please stand up. So first of all, from the governors, Governor of Tokyo, Ms. Yuriko Koike. And she is participating online, Governor Yoshimura Mieko of Yamagata Prefecture. Now moving on to the mayors of cities, towns, and villages who are here in this room. From the Miyagi Prefecture, Kurokawa County, Ohira Village, Village Mayor Hiromi Ogawa. Yamagata Prefecture, Akumi District, Yuza Town, the Mayor Yumi Matsunaga. Saitama Prefecture, Hasuda City, Mayor Kyoko Yamaguchi. Chiba Prefecture, Katori County, Tako Town, Mayor Tomiko Hirayama. Mayor of Minato Ward, Ms. Ai Seike. Mayor of Shinagawa Ward, Ms. Kyoko Morisawa. Mayor of Kita Ward, Ms. Yamada Kanako. Mayor of Kodaira City, Ms. Yoko Kobayashi. Aichi Prefecture, Hekigan City, Ms. Yukiko Koike. Aichi Prefecture, Chiryu City, Ms. Tomoko Ishikawa. Ohsaka Prefecture, Mayor of Daito City, Ms. Nobuko Ohsaka. Tottori Prefecture, Tohaku District, Kotoura Town, near Mariko Fukumoto. Kumamoto Prefecture, Aso City, Mayor Matsushima Kazuko. Now, moving on to the mayors who are coming online today. Hokkaido, Abuta District, Rusutsu Village, Mayor Hisako Sato. Aomori Prefecture, Higashi Tsugaru District, Sotogahama Town, Mayor Yamazaki Yuriko. Yamagata Prefecture, Sakata City, Mayor Akiko Yaguchi. Aichi Prefecture, Nagakute City, Mayor Yumi Sato. Ohsaka Prefecture, Ikeda City, Ms. Tomoko Takizawa. Ohsaka Prefecture, Senboku District, Tadaoka Town, Mayor Ayako Koreeda. Oita Prefecture, Hita City, Mayor Michiko Mukuno. Thank you very much for coming. Now, Kanagawa Prefecture, Zama City, Mayor Mitosata will be joining late. She won't be attending the panel discussion. Now, on behalf of the organizer, the co-chair of the Vision Network, Governor Yuriko Koike will be giving an opening remarks.
Hello everyone. I am Koike, Governor of Tokyo. This is our 7th meeting of Vision Network by women governors and mayors. I wish to thank the mayors and governors and ambassadors and business executives for taking the time to participate today. And we also have many online participants joining us. Later on, the supporters of this conference, Mr. Kobayashi, Japan Tokyo Chamber of Commerce and Industry President, will be giving us a message.
And this is our 7th meeting of the Vision Network by women governors and mayors. And I wish to thank the mayors and excellencies, women ambassadors, and business executives for taking the time to participate today. Unfortunately, my colleague, governor of and co-founder of this meeting, Governor Yoshimura, is not available to be here with us, but she's connected online.
So for the startup of this network, that was in 2019, and the number of the female local government leaders have doubled during the time. So now we have 74 and increasing from 36, working very hard. But still, the number of the local government actually amount to 1,700 in Japan. So we have a long way to go.
The number of female local government leaders has just doubled from 36 to 74 since 2019. However, the total number of the local government nationwide is more than 1,700. So we still have a long way to go.
Also, Japan's gender gap index, same as the year before, we were 118 out of 148. But we are thinking that probably the changes in society will bring some changes in Japan.
18th out of 148 countries. And in the 2025 World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report. However, I wish the recent changes in national politics to bring about a major transformation, and the dawn may be near. さて、今回のテーマですけれども、
So this time, the theme is to expand the circle of women's empowerment, leadership driving change. This is our theme for this year. So we would like to deepen our discussion with all the leaders and take our first step.
The theme of today's meeting, it is the theme is expanding the circle of women's empowerment, leadership, driving change. I hope that this gathering of leaders to deepen discussions and share solutions will help to advance the transformation of our society.
For your reference, I assumed a new position within the OECD Champion Mayors for Inclusive Growth, which is an international network providing the platform for the voices of cities. So I'm in charge of I am a vice chair in charge of the women and children.
I assumed a new position within the OECD Championship Mayor for Inclusive Growth, an international network that provides a platform for the voices of cities. And taking on the new role of vice chair with a special responsibility for women and children. And I have renewed my commitment to the promotion of women's empowerment.
And also, talking about the Tokyo government, we are trying to expand the Women in Action. And under the banner of the Women in Action, we, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government, is implementing various initiatives to expand the circle of women's empowerment beyond Tokyo, throughout Japan. This includes working with the company presidents and executives.
Under the banner of Women in Action, or for short, the TMG is implementing various initiatives to expand the circle of women's empowerment throughout Japan.
So we would like to build an environment where the people and the women can be empowered, and we are currently coming up with the new ordinance and asking for the public comments.
Enable women to demonstrate their individuality and abilities. We have compiled the basic concept for the formulation of a new ordinance for which we are currently soliciting public comments.
So this network covers the various areas with uniqueness, and we are hoping that we get connected to the sustainable society. We are hoping to build a society where men and women can realize themselves.
So let us make use of the unique strength and characteristics of each region, cities, and villages in this network to build a sustainable society. May it also be a society where women and men alike are able to achieve self-fulfillment. I sincerely hope today will be a fruitful and meaningful day for everyone. ありがとうございます。Thank you very much for your cooperation. ありがとうございます。
小池知事、ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Governor Koike. Now another co-chair of Vision Network, Governor Mieko Yoshimura of Yamagata Prefecture. Ms. Yoshimura, floor is yours. Governor Koike and other women's leaders, and also female ambassador to Japan, and also the managers. Hello. I am Mieko Yoshimura, Governor of Yamagata Prefecture. I have to attend this through online due to the businesses. First of all, Governor Koike and also the Tokyo Metropolitan Government staff members who have prepared and hosting this event. And I also say thank you to many of you who are attending the Vision Network by women governors and mayors. And this Vision Network started in 2019. And around that time, the number of female leaders were only a little over 30. And this is a 7th, and now it is over 70, so it is almost double. So if you compare this number to the all numbers of the head of the different municipalities, it's still small, yet it is making progress. Now, it's been a quarter century since the Basic Act on Gender Equality was enacted. Various initiatives have been advanced, yet I feel that the progress is so slow. As Governor Koike said, now Japan's gender gap index remains so low, ranking 118th out of 148 countries worldwide, significantly lagging behind the global average. Now, half of the population is women, and remaining half are men. And we need to really create a society so that everyone can really realize their dreams. But when you look at different countries, some country there is a great advancement in women's participation, and in some countries like both men and women participating. But in Japan, we lagged behind. Only half of the populations are really active in the society. So to strengthen the nation's power, we really have to promote this, because women is half of the population, and it is a waste. And also, it is a loss for society not to make use of the power of women. So to address these challenges, National Governors Association also has the special project team called Gender Equality, and new leader of this National Governors Association made this Gender Equality Project team as a headquarter, and make sure this is going to be one of the pillars of 4 focal pillars, and make sure that gender equality is going to be a very critical theme there. And also, we may be able to have a woman prime minister, the first time in Japanese history. So when we have a female prime minister, I think that the empowerment and advancement of the woman is going to be one level higher. So today's theme is expanding the circle of women's participation, changing society, leaders driving change, and we have 5 different panels discussing on various themes. I hope that this is going to be useful for you. I strongly hope that all the participants here today will use this conference as an opportunity to jointly lead Japan, and let's learn together, but be positive and also be upbeat and make progress. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Governor Yoshimura. Next, we have a video message from Mr. Ken Kobayashi, President of Japan Tokyo Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Kobayashi is not with us, so he's already sent a message.
皆さんこんにちは。日本東京商工会議所会頭の小林でございます。本日は女性の活躍を体現されている自治体の市長の皆様をはじめ、多くの女性リーダーが一堂に会するビジョンネットワークが関係者の皆様のご尽力により各門盛大に開催されますことを心よりお喜び申し上げます。
In the recent Liberal Democratic Party presidential election, for the first time in the history of 70-year LDP history, Ms. Sanae Takaichi was elected as the first female president.
I believe
this truly symbolizes the turning point for Japan, where women's participation in society remains a challenge compared to other countries. I have high hopes for President Takaichi's future success, and I would like to express my deepest respect to everyone gathered here today, as well as all those who have powerfully led the way in promoting women's participation in society. The socio-economic situation we face is becoming more uncertain than ever, with increasing geopolitical risks in Ukraine and Middle East and historically high prices. Looking at Japan, the labor shortage is becoming more serious every year, and new perspectives and ideas are essential if Japan is to chart a new path for sustainable growth. The greatest driving force behind this is none other than promoting women's participation in the workforce. For a country facing structural challenges, the power of women is truly the key for maintaining and improving the vitality of society as a whole. I believe that it is both timely and extremely significant that the leaders from each region have come together to strengthen their collaboration. In these uncertain times, leaders who steer local communities and companies are required more than ever to have deep understanding of diverse values and the ability to flexibly respond to change. There is no doubt that the perspectives and sensibilities that are unique to women will breathe fresh air into organizations and local communities and can be a powerful force in overcoming rigid challenges. A nationwide survey of small medium-sized enterprises that we conducted last year revealed that while over 80% of the respondents felt the need to support women's career and to balance work and childcare. However, the reality is that these are not yet implemented. So bridging the gap between the awareness and the practice is our urgent task. As a Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we are determined to work closely with our member companies, as well as with the government and related organizations, to do our utmost to resolve this issue. I sincerely hope that your enthusiastic discussions will help to produce many female leaders and be a major step forward, opening up Japan's future. And with that, I'd like to end my speech. Thank you.
小林会頭ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Mr. Kobayashi. Now, after this, we will be having panel discussions. Information for the people who are watching this, there are 5 different panel discussions. So you have 5 different channels to watch, and as soon as the preparation is ready, we will be starting the panel discussion. So please keep connected and then wait until it starts. So thank you very much, Mayors. You can go down from the stage.
明和町では子育て世代の行政手続きの負担を軽くする子育て DX 実証プロジェクトを開始しました。より良い行政サービスを町民の皆様と共に考え導入することで女性活躍の応援をしたいと思います。
宇治市は源氏物語の最後の10条の舞台となった町です。源氏物語の作者紫式部のように誰もが自分らしく活躍できる男女共同参画社会の実現に向け 取り組みを進めてまいります。
国宝石清水八幡宮のある町京都の八幡市では、豊かな自然と文化を生かした健康推進、女性目線の子育て支援など、男女ともに暮らしやすく住みやすい町づくりを目指してまいります。
池田市では男性女性それぞれのライフステージに応じた取り組みや多文化共生事業を実施し、ダイバーシティ社会を推進しています。誰もが自己実現できる環境づくりを進めてまいります。
大東市は大阪都心から電車で10分のとっても便利な場所にあります。そして自然豊かで緑もいっぱい、働き盛り子育て世代も暮らしやすいちょうどいい街です。女性たちが持つ素晴らしい可能性と未来を開くために、私が先頭に立って新しい街づくりに取り組んでまいります。
忠岡町は大阪府の南側大阪湾沿いに位置し、面積が 3.97 平方キロメートルの全国一小さな町です。人との触れ合いを大切にし、笑顔あふれる町づくりを進めています。
明石海峡を望む明石市から、誰一人取り残さない優しい町づくりを進めています。タイ、タコも美味しいですよ。
美浜町には元気に活躍する女性個人事業主がたくさんいます。起業する人に対し、町は補助金を出して支援体制を整えています。これからも女性が輝けるよう応援していきます。
琴浦町は1万6000人の小さな町ですが、住みたい田舎ランキングで2年連続総合第1位の評価をいただきました。子育て世代はもとよりシニア世代、若者世代にも住みよい町です。誰もが生きがいを持って輝ける町づくりに取り組んでまいりたいと思います。
伝統的建物が立ち並ぶ倉敷美観地区、瀬戸大橋や瀬戸内海の雄大な景観、そして美味しい桃やぶどうなど個性と魅力あふれる町倉敷市では、さらなる女性活躍に取り組んでまいります。
多古町は成田空港の東側に位置しています。田園風景が広がり、特産品は多古米です。自然も豊かですし、環境も素晴らしいんですけれども、やはり多古町の魅力は人の温かさだというふうに思ってます。今私が目指しているその街づくりは、暮らしと産業が調和したエアポートシティということで、その産業だけが発展していくだけではなくって、この自然豊かで、人の温かさがある部分もしっかり残しながら調和させていきたいなというふうに思ってます。今私はみんなで作るタコの未来っていうふうに言ってるんですけれども、障害がある方も高齢者も女性も若者も誰もが活躍できる共生のまちづくりというのを掲げています。小さなところでもその意見交換会とかタウンミーティングとか、そういう場で、意見をまずは言っていただく、それを行政がしっかり吸い上げていくと、実感として自分たちが活躍できるというふうなところにつながると思います。女性のその特性とか良さって調整力が高いっていうところがあると思います。ですのでみんなで調整を運営していくという意味では、女性リーダーがどんどん活躍する場面が出てくるんではないかというふうに思ってます。
Now, thank you for waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, now this breakout session theme is changing mindsets and systems, creating a workplace where men and women can be themselves. And my name is Tanimoto, moderator. In today's Japanese society, there is a disparity in employment rates between men and women, and also bias towards the domestic work. Many challenges remain, including the practice of long working hours. The situation makes it difficult for women to develop their careers, and this situation still lingers and makes it difficult for women to develop their careers and for men to participate in child care and in elderly care, and this preventing the creation of an environment where everyone can work in their own way. So we really have to rectify the situation. So in this panel discussion, we will be discussing about a changing mindset and reforming system. How can both men and women achieve their own working style? That is going to be the theme that we are going to discuss. So, first of all, let me introduce today's panelists. First of all, the ambassador to Japan. From United Mexican States, Ambassador Melba Pría. And also from Bulgaria Republic, Ambassador Marieta Arabadjieva. And from the Federal Republic of Germany, Ambassador Petra SIGMUND. And Republic of Armenia, Ambassador Monika Simonyan. Thank you very much for coming. And for the leaders, Tokyo Minato Ward Mayor Seike, and Kodaira City Mayor Kobayashi, and from Ohsaka Prefecture, Daito-shi Mayor Nobuko Ohsaka. Thank you very much for coming. Okay. As for their profiles, please refer to the description site of the distribution channel. So, without further ado, I would like to start the panel discussion. So, what would be the hindrance of the realizing a society where everyone can shine? So, first of all, let me ask the mayors. So in Japan or in your area, what is preventing the realization of society where people can really work in their own way? Maybe short comment, starting from Mayor Seike, please. My name is Seike. Thank you very much. I'm a mayor of the Minato ward. So, human rights of the child and also the women's, I think the awareness of it is a bit low in Japan. I was a member of the Minato ward, but I was originally a journalist of a newspaper. So I left. I had to quit the newspaper company when I gave birth to my child. I had to select either being a mom or being a journalist at the newspaper. That was 20 years ago. But still, that situation somewhat lingers. But in Minato ward, 80% of the mothers who have 0 to 5-year-old are working in Minato ward. So, especially we are in the middle of the city, so that their parents live in suburbs. So we have to make sure that Minato ward is going to be the environment that they live close to the parents, so they feel safe, and creating career and also raising their children. Thank you very much. Then Mayor Kobayashi, please. I am from Kodaira City. My name is Kobayashi. Nice to meet you. So what is hindering the realization of society? I think that is a bias, unconscious bias. I'm a woman, I'm a man, and you still have that unconscious bias in your mind. Well, it doesn't mean that only women, excuse me, it doesn't mean that only men have unconscious bias. Woman also has an unconscious bias. Now, I became a mayor, and when I was having an interview with a male employee, and And he said, I want to pick up my child, and my boss, female boss, said, why don't you make your wife pick up child? So as a system, we don't have any system differentiating for men and a woman for picking up child or others, but you still have some unbiased conscience. So I think that is the hurdles. Then Mayor Ohsaka, please. I am from Daito City. My name is Ohsaka. Again, being myself is one thing, but before that, Japanese society, you are really expected to be a man or a woman, and both of them really still ruled and controlled by that unconscious bias. Japanese society, we have education system and also career system, and we have gender equality rules there. But when it comes to the real private life, most of the domestic works are done by women. It is a little bit better than when I was younger. Fathers participate more in raising children and also domestic chores, but I don't think it is still 50-50 between men and women. So TV programs, movies, even in those media, you still see mostly women cooking in a kitchen, and audience there, I see students, but maybe your own house, you may see similar scenes. So we still controlled by that unconscious bias, and we really have to change that. Otherwise, Japanese society won't change. That's it. Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to ask the same question to the ambassadors to Japan. So, in your country, probably you find some difference between your country and in Japan. Both men and a woman try to realize their dreams, but what would be the hindrance there? Starting from the ambassador, Pría, please.
First of all, thank you again for having us here. Let me address this to the young students that are around here. We all live in patriarchal societies. It doesn't matter if I'm Mexican or if you are Japanese. The principles are the same. So the expectations for a woman are the same. I might be an ambassador, but when I go home, I am a mother, a wife, a daughter, and all of that. Thank you very much for so many young women being in this room. I would also like to see some young men that come with the women to this, because it is these young men that are going to be the husbands of these young women. So we have to have positive masculinity. We always talk about women empowerment, but we also have to have positive masculinity. It is not bad to not help in the chores at home, to be responsible for the chores at home. So patriarchal societies are that. They have specific activities for a specific gender, and we both live in the same house. We both have the same work. We both have the same children. It is not only in the home. So thank you for the girls being here. I would like to see the boys being here.
Thank you very much. ではですね、続いてブルガリアの
Then moving on to the ambassador Marieta Arabadjieva, please.
Dear mayors, dear colleagues, dear students, I come from Bulgaria, but when stereotypes and gender bias is concerned, Bulgaria, I'm afraid, is not that much different from Japan or from the rest of the world in that matter. For women in Bulgaria, the main challenges include gender bias in hiring and promotion, still very, very strong. We still face lack of flexible work hours. We are working to improve that, but there is still much, much work to be done in that sense. There is also a pressure to handle most of the childcare and housework, and that pressure falls upon women generally. Our limiting factors are related to unequal pay. Women in Bulgaria still receive less than men at the same position. There is also an unequal access to education opportunities still in some areas, and there are few more role models to break gender norms that can be mainstreamed. In Bulgaria, we are working to change mindsets through policies such as introduction of maternity leave. In fact, Bulgaria has the longest maternity leave in the European Union that can be extended up to 3 years. We are also working to introduce and to mainstream paternal leave, affordable childcare, and education that promotes equality from very, very early age. And I believe that both men and women are free to follow, should be free to follow their true interests, and only in that way society can become more balanced, more creative, and more sustainable for the future generations. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, Ambassador SIGMUND of Germany.
In Germany, the situation has changed a lot as an effect of a long-term German prime minister. We now have laws. For instance, if you are a listed company, you have to have at least 30% board members. If you are a company with more than 3 board members, one of them at least has to be a woman. In politics, you cannot have a cabinet in German politics without having at least 50% female ministers. So a lot has changed. But looking at the top situation only doesn't reflect the whole picture. You also have to look at the mid-level situation, and there not everything is well. What was already brought forward, men participating in childcare and bringing up the children, that's a very important issue. It's changed a lot in Germany. Men are doing this more naturally. My own husband has taken several years off for childcare. Otherwise, I would not be ambassador to Japan today. So it's changing, but you have to negotiate it. As couples, and as parents, you need to teach your children, to kind of, especially your boys, that this is normal, that in a couple, both do their part in childcare and household chores. I want to focus on one other aspect, and that's the confidence of women. I often get the feeling when I look at younger women that they are more self-critical and more shy to acknowledge their own talents. Where, men often, they go for it. They've been told that way. Women often, oh, can I do that job? Do I have the qualification? Is it really me? And that, please overcome. You'll only find out once you raise your hand and say, okay, this might be, I want to do this job. I will grow on the job. So have confidence in yourself, and of course you also need the bosses then who do have the confidence in people developing with their tasks.
Thank you very much. More confidence is so important. Yes.
Okay, so the embassy from Armenia.
First of all, thank you very much for this great opportunity to attend this event. When I entered the foreign ministry 20 years ago, in my country the situation was completely different. But over the past few years, Armenia focused on strengthening normative, legal, and institutional frameworks while ensuring that gender perspectives are systematically integrated across our broader development agenda. And nowadays, I'm very glad to note that there are positive numbers. Women now hold 38% of seats in the parliament. 30% of the ministers in the current government of Armenia are women. And for the first time, a female minister has been appointed to the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Similarly, for the first time in the history of Armenia, we have a female prosecutor general. The head of newly formed Foreign Intelligence Service of Armenia and the human rights defender are also women. Armenia is firmly committed to advancing women's leadership and equal participation in diplomatic service. highlighting the achievements and contributions of women diplomats to multilateralism and international cooperation. And I am also one of the happiest and privileged diplomats to be appointed as the first female ambassador from our whole region in Japan. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。皆さんからたくさんの
Thank you very much for your insights. So I think you can see that, of course, that the situations are different between Japan and abroad, but there are a lot of commonalities about work and also the workplace in the different ways. People are becoming more active, and the companies are also working toward that direction. But when you go back home, and when you think about the home and the work, for example, childcare or nursing care, the home-related work is still the women-centric, and that's according to the gender differences. And I think that is the major difference, and that is something that we need to work on and tackle. So in the remaining time, until now, we talked about the barriers and obstacles. So how can we overcome those, and how, well, not just women, but also men, we would like to make it possible for both of them, all the genders, to be themselves. So how can we provide, realize the society like that? So we'd like to come up with the solutions now. So anyone with an idea, I'd like to go one by one. So Ms. Seike, the mayor of Minato-ku, what are the things that we need to do? Well, let me see the gender gap. As the Governor Koike mentioned, and as you said, our gender gap ranking is very low in Japan. And one of the reasons is that the politicians who are making the decisions, and also the top management of the companies, we still have a limited number of women. So in education, health, since we are children and graduating from universities and so forth, I think we have a quite equal society up until then. But then after that, we face some inequality. So choosing, for example, the childcare, you have to move away from the career. And so the decision making at the organizations and also the society, not so many people are involved in it. I think that's one of the issues. So in Minato world, we are trying to achieve the 50% the executives, and right now it is still 20% or so. So we'd like to make it possible for the women to challenge that, especially those women with small children. We want to make sure that they can spend time with children and also in workplaces, so that they don't have to work a long time. And then being promoted to the management level, so that more people or more women can get involved in the decision makings, and that would change the overall situation. And also awareness and culture would also change, and systems would also change by making such efforts. Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to next go to Ms. Kobayashi, the mayor of Kodaira City. Well, what are the solutions? Earlier in Germany, we hear that there is a law. We have to have 30% directors in the company. So as a system or institution to institute that is one of the ways. And as I mentioned earlier, there is a kind of unconscious bias, and it's sometimes very difficult to change that. So to start the new institution or framework would be very important. So and at the end of the speech by Governor Yamagata, she said that we would like to learn together, we like to move forward together. So we have students experience here, so we keep learning is also very important. Okay, so what about the mayor Ohsaka? To have a system, an institution, I think is very important. So as an example, in the TV program, for example, we see men, women working in the kitchen or cooking in the kitchen to have 50-50, or among the directors of the companies say that starting with 30% to make it a rule to have 30% executives, women executives, and we should follow such rule. And I think we are still leaving that kind of decision to each company or each government. So I think we should probably change the institutions or the systems that way. Okay, so I'd like to ask Ambassador Pría. You mentioned that the young, not just the young girls, but the young boys should be here. You mentioned. So from now on, in order to overcome those barriers and obstacles, what are the most important points?
Of course, there are many things that we have to do, but two main points we have to look into. One is the legal framework. The legal framework, if it doesn't work, then, you know, in Mexico we have a law, 50% of women in the cabinet, 50% of women in the upper house, in the lower house. So we have that legal framework. But then again, mindset transformation. The cultural expectations, the unconscious biases, but most importantly, how many women are participating in decision-making and how many women have economic autonomy. So it is very interesting to see in Japan that women, like in Mexico, I'm not saying that Japan, I mean, we all have these problems. The economic autonomy of women has to be challenged. You have to make positive changes and policy changes, not only law, but policy changes. We expect the woman, as we said, we expect the woman to go and pick up the child, but then we are surprised that the men wants to pick up their children. We also say, you know, women should have more time to spend with their babies. Men should have more time to spend with their babies. Because if not, what we are reinforcing is that women have to take care of the house. So this participation of women in decision-making, if we have parent-teacher meeting, please, both parents have to come to the parents-teachers meeting. And of course, economic autonomy of women is fundamental.
Thank you very much. Then Ambassador Arabadjieva, please. Same question. So how do you think that we can find a solution?
I would like to echo what the Ambassador of Mexico just said. Yes, I also believe that one way forward would be to have more women join the workforce, to have more women participate, become economically independent. And another, for me, important avenue would be education and role modeling. Having gender equality be present from very early age and showing kids, girls and boys, again from very, very early age, that they have a choice. They can, for women, especially for girls, they can choose to be to take care of their family, but they also can choose to pursue STEM education, to become engineers, to become IT specialists, to become politicians. So it is very important to give this choice to both boys and girls at a very, very early stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ambassador SIGMUND, please.
I mean, women in decision-making positions really have a huge responsibility because once you have achieved that, you can actually see to it that, you know, you promote as many women as you promote men, that in a given, you know, organization that you oversee, you have at least, you know, that you have 50% women. So this is difficult and it's going to meet resistance by men also. Aren't the women now is it easier for them? But, if you want things to change, then there is a responsibility, or there is a possibility to do that with political resolve. And now is, of course, a very good moment for Japan to see whether on that account things could change. And then the other thing that was talked about, men participating in childcare and so on. This, as I said in the first round, has to be negotiated. It probably won't come naturally, but I can only encourage the girls and the young women to, just negotiate that. Don't take it for granted that this is your job. Ask that question at the right moment, not only when the kids are there and when you're married, but before. Discuss this beforehand and set up that life plan for you. Because otherwise, in Japan, I can see there's a lot of pressure for women to participate in the workforce. But participation in workforce is something different than having a career. A career and a family and kids. You want to rise, you want to be at a decision-making level. That's something that takes much more support even. And again, the third point, the confidence. We have research in Germany that the overall, atmosphere in an organization only changes when you have at least 30% women working there. If the percentage of women is too low, they're always going to be a minority, and then, things aren't changing. The mindset and the expectations and the role models aren't changing. So this is really a transitional moment where we're in Germany as much as in Japan, and where there's a lot of responsibility for those who are in the positions that can shape the decisions.
Well,
thank you so much. Very concrete. We are aiming at the 20% right now, but have to be 30%. Otherwise, environmental atmosphere won't change. I feel the same way. So we really have to increase the percentage. Well, ideally 50-50, but we have to start the 30% first. So we have to aim a little bit higher than right now. Thank you so much. Then Ambassador Monika, please.
Yes, I would also like to join all my colleagues because already many things have been mentioned. First of all, the legal framework is very important. And we are coming from different cultures, and of course we have different perception, different approaches to women's participation in politics, in some inside high positions in some companies. But for me, it's the most important, I think, the education, because we can reach the changes only when young people, young generation, they are involved. And I think we have to start from early ages, and it's not the women, the girls who should fight for their rights. It's also should be the fight of men, of all family members, and in that case we can reach some success. And also very important to organize these kind of events as well as to voice all the time. Because I think when we are speaking about our rights, about gender equality, about women's participation, it means still there is a problem. And it's a long way to go, and we need to be solidar, we need to be positive, and we need to help each other, assist each other in this long journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So all the encouraging and inspirational words came out. But the people on this stage, all women, and it seems like it is natural. But to be a leader, it's very difficult. And then keep being a leader is very difficult too. So at the end, as a souvenir for you, I think that why are they here? How are they leader now. We really want to have a tips or idea that why you are here, why you became a leader, and what was the reason that you are here on the stage. So that would be the last message. Now it is a very good opportunity for the audience to ask a question. So I'd like to ask someone to raise your hand to ask a question. It is a very good opportunity. Well, there is a hand over there. Thank you very much. I have a question to Ambassador Melba Pría. Last year, Mexico elected its first female president, and the proportion of women in Congress is extremely high, 50%. So what kind of leadership skills do you think are necessary to achieve gender equality going forward?
First of all, these qualities are both for men and women. They have to believe in gender equality. They have to be fearless. There is no fear possible in being a leader if you want to really make changes. They have to be willing to change, even themselves. They have to walk the talk. They have to do that. They have to be very good listeners, because there's going to be a lot of resistance. And most importantly, don't worry about being different. Leaders that are worried about being different or being fearful will not achieve. It is not natural what we are trying to achieve, all of us, men and women, around these issues of gender equality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. So next, any questions? Please raise your hand if you have any questions. Yes, I see a hand. Go ahead. I have a question to Mayor Kobayashi. In Japan, the Japanese politicians are more likely to be criticized or heckled, so people hesitate to run for the election, and women politicians are also considered less trustworthy. And so this is a social bias. So how did you try to build your character and overcame those obstacles as a mayor? Thank you for the question. First of all, I myself, as a woman, I was never heckled because I am a woman, but sexual harassment type remarks I did receive from the people in the town. But I tried to disregard that and just focus on my work. So I have 4 kids. So rather than saying that I am the woman, I think I consider myself as a mother, and that's how I competed in the campaign. So if we focus on the female side or women, people probably think that it's less trustworthy. But as mother, I can be considered as a very reliable person. So that's how I did it. Okay, thank you very much. So next, what about other questions? Yes, go ahead. I have a question to Ambassador Marieta. Arabadjieva. We still have a gender gap in Japan, women doing the housework, childcare, men working outside. So in order to overcome this type of prejudice and for us to develop more opportunities for my career, what are the actions that we should take?
Thank you for your question. I believe a lot was said already in that sense. We need, it's a collective effort. We need to raise cultural awareness. So we need to work from the family, from within, to change cultural practices. This is probably the most difficult. Culture is something extremely strongly, deeply rooted. So changing culture takes effort, takes time. But still, I believe this is one very important avenue that we should look forward. Another thing is, of course, changing corporate policies, changing corporate culture. I believe that for all of us women that have managed to build a career and to raise in our respective areas, it is our responsibility to help other women, to bring those other women up, to give them an opportunity to advance, to give them an opportunity for stretch assignments. I always tell my younger friends, my younger partners, look for an employer who will value you and who will give you an opportunity to go beyond, who will make you work hard, but it's only through working hard, and it's not only for women, it's also for men. Working hard is the only way for you to advance, but especially for women, we need, I believe, women in leadership who will give this opportunity for other women at the mid-career level to be able to advance, to be able to go forward, to shine, to discover their own abilities. And lastly, we all need support network. We women, I cannot do this myself. As my colleagues already mentioned, each and every one of us, we've had support from our husbands, in my case, from our grandparents. This is actually a model in Bulgaria, well-spread model in Bulgaria. We, women who work in Bulgaria, we very much rely on our grandparents, our grandmas, our grandfathers. They come and help us pick up our children from school, take our children in the morning to school, cook, prepare lunch or dinner when we are at work. So we need a support network. That can be our close family, but that can be us. It should be also the broader environment around us, our companies, our employers, our employees. We do not work in a vacuum. We cannot succeed doing this by ourselves. So we need to be together. Thank you.
Thank you very much for all the answers, I think. Hope that you would utilize those tips and hints that you heard. One thing I'd like you to ask everyone is that Mayor Kobayashi said that she had an image of a mother or motherhood, and for a long time I have been reporting on the DEI, and in Japan, when we focus on women, it's the working women, and that can be criticized. But if you focus more on the motherly figure, you can survive. So in the BOD meetings, for example, the motherly figure can become the CEO. So I think this is abnormal because the young girls cannot be the motherly type. So in order to correct that, what should we do? In each one of your countries, of course, we're not trying to sell the female gender, but to be accepted, to focus on the motherhood, that was necessary for Mayor Kobayashi. So how can we overcome that? Are there any tips? Because I have been struggling with that, whether mother or young kids, so young girls. So that those are the two types who can survive. So that's something that I have seen in my long career, and this I think is wrong or distorted. So any comments on that? Anyone? I cannot probably ask each one of you, but anyone with an opinion on that? Please.
One of the things that is very destructive is this idea that women, as Petra said, cannot do something. The kawaii culture for women is horrible. You don't have to be beautiful. You have to be smart. You have to be efficient. This idea that kawaii, 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 no. And nobody calls me Melba-chan. Well, I mean now, because I'm very old, but you know, even when I was younger. This idea that Melba-chan, no. So the kawaii culture is very destructive and very distracting, both things. It destroys you and it distracts you because you have to be looking nice. You don't have to be looking nice. You have to be looking smart. You have to be efficient. You have to do things. That is one. And the other idea, yes, women can be mothers, but some women and in Japan it's very, very there, decide not to be mothers. Because once they become mothers, in many societies, then what they are is mothers. We are all born women. We are not born mothers. So you can decide to be a mother or not. So the kawaii culture is destructive and distracting. Don't be kawaii. You know, you are beautiful, all of you. You don't have to be kawaii. Oh, no.
That's a great message. Thank you very much indeed. So anything else? Just one word or anything that you want to add? Maybe I can have another person. Okay, so thank you very much. So I would like to go back to my earlier question. Please be brief. So why did you manage to become the leaders? Why are you here? Why did you succeed? So just one tip per person that maybe you can share with the audience. So as a female leader, what were the factors behind your success? Starting with Monika, in this order, maybe. Just one word, please.
Actually, in my case, it was my dream to become a diplomat and ambassador, and I started at the university always thinking about that one day I'll become an ambassador. And I was working hard, working, not thinking I'm beautiful or not. As ambassador of Mexico, she mentioned, I was thinking about, I didn't have time to think about that because I was studying hard, and now I'm here and I'm happy for that. Of course, I didn't manage to have everything in my life. I don't have kids yet, no family, but I think if I want really to have that, one day I'll have it too. And just believe on your dreams and move forward always.
Thank
you, then Petra, please.
Well, I said already I was working with the help of my husband who looked after the kids, but I was working and I was for a long time not having a career. I was working fine, but I was naturally sitting in the second row. In meetings, I always hoped that nobody would address me. I never spoke first. And then I realized if I continue to do that, I'm never going to be seen and I'm never going to have a career. So I forced myself to overcome these fears, to sit at the table, to no matter whether I thought, and these were often very male-dominated meetings, you know, and I always thought, oh, I'm so much worse than everybody else. I forced myself to speak up, to say something, and I made myself being noticed. And, you know, when you do that, it's all training. It's training. You realize you're just as smart as everybody else. It's all training, and then you start having fun in doing it. And then I enjoyed it, and then things happen.
Marieta, please.
The first time when I came to Japan to work in our embassy here in Tokyo, I was an interpreter. And for many years, I interpreted someone else's thoughts, someone else's ideas. In many occasions, in many cases, I did not agree with what was being said, but that was my job. I needed to interpret. At one point, I realized I want to have a voice of my own. I want to suggest my ideas. I want to try and see if those ideas can be implemented, if they will lead to changes. So I also worked very, very hard. It took many years to really accumulate knowledge and self-awareness that I can be somebody who can lead, who can set up an example, who can have other people depend on me. Because we all have our teams depend on us, and their lives, in a way, are very much influenced by our decisions. And one last thing, no one came and asked me to become an ambassador, I went forward and said, I think I am capable. I've reached this point in my career when I feel that I can represent my country here and I can lead a team. So don't wait for someone to offer you an opportunity. Fight for it. Ask for this opportunity because you can all make it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Number,
it doesn't matter who you ask. Somebody else is using your words to describe how we became leaders and why we are here. Leaders are carers. They care. We are here because we care. We care about our countries. We care about the themes. We care about the people. So leaders, first of all, are carers. But carers have to look away from them. So you have to be very focused on what you want. And we need to move forward. Don't be afraid. And don't be afraid to be different. Every leader, every one of you can be leaders. Every one of you. It's training, as some said before me. It is work, hard work. It is believing in yourself. It's finding your own voice. All of the things that my colleagues have said, but I'm sure all of the things that the mayors are going to say are true. Do go for it. Just do it.
Thank you very much. Then Ms. Ohsaka, please. Well, being a woman, rather than being a woman, Daito city, my town, I really wanted to protect it and also develop it and then make it even better. That's why I became a mayor of Daito city. In the metropolitan area, there was no female mayor. And I think that the voters thought that me as a woman may bring about changes in the mayor. So if you think of whether I do it or not, you have to do it. If you don't do it, you may regret. So you really have to try and then do it if you think whether you do it or not. Then Mayor Kobayashi, please. When I became a mayor, I think that was a timing and also the luck and also some encounterment with others. Many people supported me, many people encouraged me and being a mayor. So I would like to say that you have to cherish the encounter and connection and networking with other people. Then Ms. Seike, please. Thank you. I wanted to be a journalist. That was my dream. There was no difference between men and women being a journalist. But as I said before, at the time of having a child, there was a huge war. I couldn't really overcome that war. There was not enough child care. I couldn't really put my child to the child care. So I became a politician to solve those problems. So things that I want to solve, there is. So I wanted to be a leader to really solve the problems. And even though there are some harassment being a woman, but you don't have to care. You really have to focus on what you want to do. Thank you so much. Every message is so good. It is a rare opportunity for you to listen to
incredible, precious message like a treasure. So I almost cry. So thank you very much. A lot of treasure messages. 本当にありがとうございます。皆さんもぜひですねこのメッセージを持ち帰っていただいて、本当に
bring those messages with you, go back and work towards your dream.
勉強していただいて頑張ってこれからもいろんないい社会を作っていきましょう。本当にありがとうございました。あっという間の時間となりました。改めてじゃあ登壇者の皆様に大きな拍手をお送りください。Thank you very much. Thank you.
細岡市は市民が愛着を持ち暮らしてよかったと思える街を目指しています。街づくりのさまざまな場面で女性のさらなる活躍を推進していきます。
四国の真ん中、剣山と吉野川に育まれた桃源郷三好市。私にとって老若男女すべての市民の協力と活躍が大事です。幸福度の高い町として頑張ります。
町長、議長が女性の命を、多様な視点が支え合い、自分らしく生き生きと暮らせる町、すべての人が尊重される町を目指してまいります。
海と山に囲まれた食の町宗像は、神宿る島宗像沖ノ島と関連遺産群のある世界遺産シティです。自然いっぱいの宗像で未来に向けて力を発揮していきます。
皆さんこんにちは。福岡県中央部にある人口約7000人の小竹町です。住みたい、育てたい、訪ねたい、あなたが主役、幸せ実感小竹町。どうぞ皆様お越しください。
阿蘇市は農業と観光が主要産業です。特産品、農産物のブランド化や観光イベント企画で活躍する女性たち、伝統文化を守りながら新たな挑戦を進める女性たちを応援しています。
日田市は美しい森、豊かな水、歴史と文化、おいしい農産物、ものづくりの技術に恵まれ、お祭りが大好きで子どもに温かな町です。市民と一緒に多様性が尊重され、女性も男性も誰もが自分らしく生きられる町を目指します。
九州一の広さを誇る佐伯市は、山と海の豊かな自然に恵まれた食材の宝庫です。特に新鮮な魚は絶品です。女性や若者が活躍できる環境づくりを進め、誰もが輝ける町を目指しています。
中城村には世界遺産中城城跡がございます。農業も盛んで、サトウキビやマンゴー、島人参が特産品です。全国では珍しく人口が増加しており、これからも女性が安心して子育てしやすいよう取り組んでまいります。
北海道十勝にあります新得町は、豊かな水と美味しい食材にあふれ、大変美しい景色が広がる町であります。小さな町ですが、次世代に向け女性活躍をはじめ生きがいを感じながら暮らすことができる町づくりに取り組んでまいりたいと思います。
八ヶ岳と南アルプスの間に位置する長野県富士見町は、町民一人一人がお互いを尊重し、性別にとらわれることなく、その個性と能力を十分に発揮し、多様な生き方を選択できる町づくりを推進していきます。
大都市は大阪駅からも20分前後で来れるんですけど、そんな都心部にありながら、一方で古い水路とかいい意味での田舎っぽいところが残ってまして、お金では買えない人の輪がまだまだ生き残ってる地域になっています。そういった強みがありながら、いろんな市の魅力をアップするようなイベントを駅前でやったりとか、古い歴史をしっかり守りながら新しいことに取り組むっていう、全部がチャレンジャーな街だなと思っています。市民の方々もすごく力を持ってて、それをどう発揮をできるかの環境を整えるのが行政の役割だと。なのでこっちから出向いていくっていうことを必要だと思ってまして、そうすると役所とかを頼らずに町のことを考えて動いている方とかにお会いすることができるんです。そういったところにこれから必要なエネルギーが潜んでるっていう、彼らの声が聞ける、そこからかなと思ってます。あまり今まで町づくりにコミットしてこなかった住民層の方々がもっと入っていこうかなっていう風土を、こういった首長になったからこそ作れるのかなと。女性で首長になったってことが、そういった一歩前に進めてなかった方々の勇気にはなってるかなと思っています。
皆様大変長らくお待たせいたしました。
Thank you for waiting again.
再開させていただきます。
Let's resume the
では
session.
ここで女性市長によるビジョンネットワーク宣言の発表です。
Now we are going to announce the Vision Network Declaration. I'm going to read out the declaration.
女性市長によるビジョンネットワー
The
ク宣
Vision
言。
Network Declaration by women governors and also
ビ
mayors.
ジョンネットワークの一員として、
As members of the Vision Network of the leaders, we hereby declare that we will take the lead in implementing the following initiatives with the aim of realizing a society in which women can shine. We will take the lead in promoting women's participation in decision making in all areas of society, including politics and economy. In order to further revitalize our local communities, we will promote a change in awareness throughout society so that everyone can play an active role, regardless of gender. We will utilize the know-how we have cultivated as female leaders to educate the next generation so that everyone can lead a bright future. The Vision Network was held under the theme of expanding the cycle of women's advancement, changing society, and transforming leaders. And we will actively share success stories gained from this event and exchange opinions on the new initiative. So that was the declaration.
それでは最後に主催者
So
を代
at
表
the
いたし
end
ま
of
して
today's meeting, on behalf of the host, I'd like to invite Governor Koike of Tokyo to say the closing remarks. So thank you very much. We announced the declaration. So I would like to thank you all for your participation in the panel discussions. I was very inspired with your powerful words. So different ideas, different perspectives would enrich our society. So half of the population, the women, can become the game changer. And regardless of the gender, men and women, we would like to realize a society where anyone can shine and work well. So through the discussion in the Vision Network, I'm sure you had some insights and knowledge and experiences. So based on that, we'd like to continue to work together. So since 2 days ago, until the 20th, next Monday, at Kitte Marunouchi, we are having the pop-up market. I just went there. I bought the tomato juice. And also, I bought the jam made of the roses of Bulgaria. There are many great-looking things. And we also have online sales. So please, I encourage you to buy them so that we can revitalize the economies. And also, there are the women pastry chefs who are displaying some special sweets. And in this Vision Network, we have published this book. So different ideas are concentrated in this book. So I hope that we can share the information and the know-how so that everyone can say that we made the improvements in different cities and countries. So I look forward to seeing all of you again next year. So once again, thank you very much indeed.
小池知事、ありがとうございました。
Governor Koike, thank you very much.
今回で7回目となるビジョン
This
ネッ
is
ト
the
ワークです
seventh
が、
Vision
女性
Network,
活躍の輪を広げるために
expanding the
変わる社
circle
会
of
変えるリー
women's
ダーたちをテーマ
advancement,
に
changing
全国の女性
society,
市長の皆様、
transforming
そして
leaders.
駐日女性大使、女性経営者
And
の皆様に
with
ご参
this,
加いただき、
that
開
we
催し
have
てまいりました。
participation from
ど
the
のプログラムも
leaders
女
of
性の活躍推進に
the
向けた
towns and
有意義なお
also
話をいただくことができ、
ambassadors to
女性
Japan
が
and
輝
also
く未来社会
managers
の実現
in
について
companies.
意
So
見、
it
情報
was
交換を
really
行うことができ
useful
ました。
and a
ご参加
very
いただ
good
きました
event.
皆様、長
Once
時間に
again,
わたり
thank you very
本当に
much
ありがとう
for
ございま
your
した。
participation until the end. With that, the seventh Vision Network by women governors and mayors ends here. Again, we are holding Vision Network Online March. It's a wonderful market where each local government brings their own specialty products. And if you buy more than 2,980 yen or more, then free shipping is available. This is going to be until February the 15th, 2026. So please check the website. And also, the people who watch this, we ask you to answer to the survey. There is a survey button, so please click it and also answer to the survey. Thank you so much once again for staying with us until the very end of the event.